Da 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 da. Going on a mission. Going on a mission. The yo-yo connoisseur. What do you guys think?
Hey guys, this is Ryan Hoffland, aka.
So we need your chat, your volume down a little bit. What up, Josh? When we gonna get that club rolling? You feel me? I don't know what's gonna happen with that for me. It just depends on the kiddos. I know every Saturday we got two basketball games, but we'll see. What up, Andrew? We're gonna see what the yo-yo connoisseur has to say about choosing the right yo-yo competition versus organic. But I guess we could do this for a little bit first. We could at least open this box. December 4th, Monday. You did tell me that. Some weekends. Monday. Maybe. Maybe Monday. Because Tuesday we got Mondays. Monday's a day during the week that we don't have something. So I guess I could bring Jonah, see what happens. That might be fun. He can learn to yo-yo or kendama. He might like it. Let me see if we can do that. But anyways, we've got a box of yo-yos here. Yep, it's unfortunate. Yes, you can currently in the state of the world order yo-yos assembled, tested, even put in the retail packaging for you. But then your QC lacks. So this is where we're at. La da 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 da. Um, but while we unbox these, we'll go ahead and see what the yo-yo connoisseur has to say about choosing the right yo-yo, and we'll see if we agree or don't agree. Should we at least let you see the first one? You know what I didn't do? Hold on a second, chat. I got you. I'm up here, I'm out here, and I didn't turn on my lighteroo. That is going to make me look nice and shiny. Yeah. Alright, so this feels like an afterlife. Biggin. Whew. Something special about those sponge rims, huh? Yes. Yes. Alright, let's do this thing then. Those are G20 pads.
The Yo-Yo Connoisseur, and today I am going to be chatting to you about competition bimetals and monometal organics, so you can decide what is the best yo-yo for you. So in the competition bimetal category, I have chosen to represent the competition bimetals the Yo-Yo Recreation Drop
Ooh.
Near.
Ooh.
This was one of the most revolutionary.
The drop near. We got one goal with the Wraith. Knock down the drop near. So we'll see what happens. I didn't have a drop near to cut in half, so I don't exactly know what type of how much rim weight it has. So I kind of guessed, and during that process, updated the specs, made it a little wider, but kind of went similar shape, so that I can really compare the two side by side and see what we think is the new Performance King. Hopefully, I don't lose and have to go at it again, but we'll see. I'll admit it if I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot.
Revolutionary yo-yos at the time that it released in 2013 and is still considered by many to be one of the greatest yo-yos of all time. It was one of the first bimetals that was ever made, and
Now, if you guys remember back when the drop dropped, there was a lot of meh about it because it was plain Jane and straight to the point, and that kind of grew over time. Just people just enjoyed it and enjoyed it, and it became um, what it is today. Ooh-hoo-hoo! What up, Oak? You guys got to see this. Hold on a second, and then we'll go back to full. Check this out. You guys, you're gonna wanna see this one. You okay? Hey, you all done? Thank you. All right, here's that color I wanted to show you. Oh yeah, that blue-green acid wash under there, fantastic. Okay, let's pop you back out. Yeah, that is the way that the Dropner started, and then it's like, oh, actually, we kind of like this, and then it became the staple it is today.
And I'll explain what that means in a second. So, a
That
bimetal
was a P19.
means that a yo-yo is made of two different metals, aluminum and steel, stainless steel.
This one specifically, it could be
So
two different types of metals.
the reason they do that is because all of the weight is put in the stainless steel rims, which means that the yo-yo is very powerful, it spins very long, and it can move extremely fast.
Okay, so there's a lot there that's true and also not true. All the weight is not packed into the rims, but stainless steel is denser than aluminum, so you can put more weight into a specific area. The body of that yo-yo still has weight and is decently weighted. My guess is the rims are about 60% of the total weight of the yo-yo.
Shape also helps it move very fast because of that angular
I'll let him finish about the speed.
aerodynamic shape, which can cut through the air, and you also don't get a lot of string feedback because the string, which is over there, is not touching either side of the yo-yo, so you can really move these so fast.
Okay. Bad intel in there. So the aerodynamics of the yo-yo, it is a small object that is not going to have air drag. Um, but the string drag is correct. So that the not having any string drag with the no wall is 100% correct. But the yo-yo aerodynamics do not matter much, and in all reality, the overall weight is a big factor on speed, but it is easier to move center weight than it is to move rim weight. So when a yo-yo is very rim weighted, it can actually be harder to move. Overall, the weight matters more than just rim weight. Rim weight it can be the opposite. What up, filthy? Hey, listen, I'm just gonna. I was just picking random yo-yo videos to watch. I don't know who Yo-Yo Connoisseur is, but I just wanted to point out a couple things. So if you watch this and this is the why you picked a competition or organic yo-yo, I just wanted to mention that faster yo-yos, pure speed comes from overall weight, and it's actually easier, quicker when it's center weight. Overall speed can kind of come with overall weight. The rim weight doesn't matter for speed outside of stability and it continuing. So continuous speed, I suppose, momentum through tricks, but not top speed type of deal. Other than it will continue to spin to power through.
On the other side of the spectrum, we've got the organic yo-yos, which is completely different. As you can see, they're very round.
Please don't tell me it's not aerodynamic. What up, Brad?
There's the V shape at the top and the organic at the bottom. As you can see, this is one metal, and that's 2, bimetal, monometal. And to represent the organic side of things, I have chosen the alternate return top grail. So ART grail, alternate return tops. This is considered.
Couple of things here. He's putting out content. That's a good thing. So I'm not trying to rip him for putting out content. I'm just disagreeing with some of his points. Um, but putting out content on the internet is not an easy thing to do. So good job. He did pick two very um, top of the spectrum for both of these. The top competition based bimetal, and then a very not competition based, a very organic. With the Grail, it being the opposite of competition. So a lot of this has to do with weighting, not just shape.
Considered by many to be one of the greatest organics of all time, and it couldn't be more opposite to the Dropner. On one hand, we've got the V-shaped bimetal, and on the other hand, we've got the
This is you, Brad.
monometal organic.
The
One metal,
orange is a little
two metals,
darker.
monometal, bimetal, and we've got the totally different
What up, Brandon?
style of yo-yo, which will also mean a totally different style of play. So you can decide which style of play is more appropriate for you, that suits your style, and choose the right yo-yo for you. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, as we discussed earlier, the weight is on the rims of the bimetals, but for the organics, especially the Grail, a lot of the weight is much more evenly distributed because it's only made of one metal. So when the weight is over here, it is called center weighted. When it's over there, it's called mid weighted, and when it's over there, it's called rim weighted. In competition yo-yos, rim weight is very important because it creates a lot of stability, so the yo-yo is not going to tilt too much. But it also creates a little bit of soullessness. There's not a lot of personality that the yo-yos have. Whereas with these, there's a lot of feedback on the string because there's a lot of contact on the walls over there. And the yo-yos play quite light because bimetals with the weight on the rim, it creates quite a chunky feeling a lot of the time. Whereas, especially with the Grail, they're very light, the organics, and they flow so effortlessly and dance on the strings so effortlessly, and there's just so much.
So he's kind of explaining what I was explaining earlier there. The center weight, it flows and it's easy to move. It's agile. It doesn't take effort to move it from side to side. Where he equated speed to the Dropner and the rim weight, where not necessarily speed doesn't come from that. The Grail can go fast. It's going to end up stalling out or spinning out because it doesn't have enough stability. And it's definitely more agile, quickness with the center weight, where it's a lot harder to change direction with the Dropner.
Personality in play when you're playing with an organic yo-yo. So if you want to do the most insane speed combos and tech combos that you can imagine, this is the yo-yo for you. If you want just chilled, flowy style, this is going to be the one for you. So let me tell you about how a competition yo-yo feels on the string. Just so fast, the way that it cuts through the air.
Is this Brandon?
The power that it comes back to your hand is just crazy. So
Brandon, this could be your doppelganger.
So if you want to do speed combos,
Is this Brandon?
like this,
You can do that with a Grail.
then a competition bimetal is for you. Now let's have a look at how an organic yo-yo plays. It's just so effortless, so light.
That is true.
Bouncy,
The effort level.
and just endless amounts of flow.
He probably knocked out the push-up challenge easier than you did, Brandon.
It's not that fast, it's not that powerful, it's not that stable. The man is a fun. It just flows so, just the way that it dances. It's got so much personality. You're not going to be doing any rail combos. You're not going to be doing horizontal. You're not
You
going to be
can.
doing anything too crazy with this in comparison to the ease a bimetal is going to allow you to do that stuff with. But the fun and the flow factor of an organic, you just can't beat it. So if you want to flow like this,
Who doesn't want to flow like that?
an organic yo-yo is for you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this video made it a bit easier to choose.
You know what,
which
sir? I
yo-yo
appreciate you
is
making the
best for you.
content.
If you enjoyed this, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe.
What are we gonna get here? Can we get like some recommended videos here? Comments are turned off. Come on, I want to engage. All right, I'll show you guys. Do you want to go play now? You want to go play? You can go play, okay? Good job. Let me show you guys some of these customs I just opened up, and then we'll try and find another video. All right. I was geeking. Is that the proper term? Over this guy. Brad, here is your mail day. I wouldn't say it's the burnt orange of the swirl, but it's not quite as bright orange. Then we got some 101 Dalmatians. I don't know. I forget what the theme idea was for this one, but I like it a lot. That clear base is looking extra white. And then I don't know. I don't believe Alex is in here, but he wanted some straight lines, Wolverine style. And then some special drips. So that'll be pretty cool. And I don't think Tori's in here, but his is pretty special too. What up, Gates? So we get the faded rim drip, rim sponge. All right, let's pop some more. Keep on popping. Try and find a video again. Let's see what else he's. Oh, that's all he's got. 2 days ago. This is a fresh channel. If you guys know who this guy is, give him a little shout. Yeah, the Dalmatian is dope. I don't know if I want to do yo-yo reviews. What is this? Let's see what Nate's been dropping. I need to send Nate some more G2s, huh? Let's see what he has to say about the turducken. You just missed your yo-yo, Alex. I'll show you another one in a little bit.
That's why we've made Black Friday bigger and better with Golden Gable deals. For 1 week,
oh, here's one.
Discover the best savings of the year for your home.
Hello everyone, I'm Nate and welcome to the channel. I just got a box in here from Rain City Skills.
Nate just got back from vacation.
I was told explicitly by Waylon, who sent this over to me, that I might want to go ahead and open it on camera. I literally have no idea what's in this. I don't know if it's a yo-yo, could be Big Larry. I don't have any clue. I haven't seen anything from Rain City Skills for a while, and I could maybe kind of snoop around, but I really wanted to be surprised, so I'm gonna go and open it on camera. We might review it right now. We might pause and review it maybe over the weekend, but I wanted to go ahead and show you the open and just maybe my my hot take reaction, just to see what it is. So again, very interested. I'm intrigued. Anytime somebody's like, you want to open this on camera, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Let's send Nate a turd.
All right.
Tell him to open it on camera.
Here we go. What could it be?
Ooh.
Their packaging is always fun. You know, they always usually have some funky things going on with it as far as like their, you know, maybe their box or accessories and stuff like that. All right, it's just in some newspaper. We got some stickers. In the side, we have their typical maple candy. All right, I will be eating that along with a copious amount of Halloween candy here. You know, it's the classic dad tax, and the dad tax is higher this year than it's ever been. All right. This is the turducken. It has a cool little custom little bag here with the turkey on it. Some more stickers.
Turducken?
Turducken
I didn't
sticker.
make the joke. Let's see what Nate has to say about it.
You have to reveal the actual yo-yo inside.
You have to read his face, not what he says.
It's got quite a bit of padding there as well. Oh, because there's another. it's a duck inside of the turkey. You know, like a.
That's kind of cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, little like
extra stuff to throw away though.
Purse kind of thing.
You're not using that duck change purse.
Little duck, look like little splat-looking ones. You know, we got that going on. You know, again, Rain City Skills does not disappoint with all the little accessories and all the little add-ons. We got a little Lego turkey and some string and all that that comes with it. But I like that little drawstring. I don't know if somebody made that or he ordered these, but they're fun. And then inside here is going to be the yo-yo itself. Inside of another, I see a theme going on here. We got another custom pouch here. All right, here is the yo-yo itself. Yes, we're going to go ahead and do an actual full review of this, but I'm going to go ahead and open it up on camera here so you can take a look here. It looks like a tri-metal or bimetal. Tri-metal? Yeah, tri-metal. So you'd have, it looks like brass maybe. Again, I'll have to do some research.
I do need
here.
some patches. Do I go iron on?
Steel, looks like regular aluminum, maybe 60, 61, maybe 60. I don't know, some kind of aluminum there. And then the inner rim here looks like is maybe brass. There you go. There's the opening of that. Stay tuned for the actual review of the turducken from Rain City Skills. Alright, welcome back. That was probably the silliest unboxing I've ever done. That was about a week ago. The name of the turducken is based off an abomination. And really that's what my goal here in this review is. The actual yo-yo just as an abomination as the namesake is, or is it actually really cool? First off, let's talk about the construction of it. I like the colorways, by the way. Really simple, clean.
I don't think there's a need for a tri-metal yo-yo outside of making a tri-metal yo-yo. Iron-on patches. Okay, iron-on patches. We got it. I gotta go. Let me see something real quick. Okay. She's still down here, so we're good. What else did I miss? I got the beanies, but iron-on patch.
Clean colors.
Got
I believe
it.
there's just three. I'll have a picture right here of the three here. I have this in black here, and I believe there's a clear, and then there's like a kind of brown fade. So really kind of classy looking colors. Really kind of sleek. Goes really well with that dual, you know, brass and stainless steel. So the body of this is 7068 aluminum, and then we have stainless steel on the outside, and the inner ring here is brass. I've not reviewed a lot of tri-metal. In fact, this might be I think this is the first one. So I don't have a lot of frame of reference as far as like comparing it to other. And honestly, there's not a lot out there as far as tri-metal yo-yos. With that said, it's a unique thing within the Rain City Skills catalog. It is based off of the profile, at least, is based off of the duck, and I've always liked the profile of the duck, and it's really clean. It's
I
pretty
don't know what the
simple, pretty
size of the
straightforward
duck is. It
H
always
shape.
reminds me of the
It has a
Nessie,
nice
maybe
little,
comparison. I've never played a duck.
gap section there as well. Kind of pulls away from there, so you're doing off the plane kind of stuff. It's not over wide. It's not over large. It's about 54, I believe, as far as diameter. Yeah, so it's a nice little comfortable in the hand. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Nice kind of middle ground for, just a comfortable yo-yo, and it's going to hit really nice on a catch. But then you have now that dual metal, that dual ring kind of effect, right? And so you could expect that this is going to play quite different than the duck. One other thing that you see on a lot of Rain City Skills, we have the hub here design is that Lego. So if you want to go ahead and put a finger spin little like cup on there that is Lego design, you can buy them on their website. If you have some from another previous yo-yo, or if you want to kind of just add a little more center weight, or just kind of give some pizzazz to your throws, you can add that to it. But as far as finger spins, I think this is actually going to be okay without that. It's going to kind of bounce
Hi,
around
Oak.
there. In fact, that brass ring might kind of like give you sort of an edge to kind of not go outside of that. So if you're doing and popping that up into finger spins, you should have no problem without that Lego addition. Overall, again, really nice, clean shape, pretty straightforward. It's
What up,
about
Zo?
65 grams, so it's on the heavier side. Let's go ahead and actually talk about how it plays on the string. Let's go. So you can kind of expect from the design of this that where the brass ring is, and it's in that mid-weight. Now it's not like a really, really chunky piece of brass there, but it is in that midsection, which is going to aid in kind of
Hi,
keeping a
babe.
more balanced yo-yo, a more stable yo-yo. And that's one thing I noticed immediately with this on the first throw, is it's not going to really turn like at all for you. Now the shape of it is not necessarily ideal for things like regens, but I can feel the stability on something like a regen. But yeah, it's really going to just keep on the plane, no problem as far as keeping that stability. I mean, it is crazy. It's going to be almost difficult to actually kind of push that in a different direction. And I have some squirrels back here who really think this is their property. They are sadly mistaken, or maybe I'm sadly mistaken, I don't know. I didn't talk about this in the hand section, but there is a decent blast on this, and it's going to be really stable, so things like, popping it up for a finger grind is really going to be pretty easy, and that shape's really kind of conducive for that anyways. It also has an IRG that I failed to mention, which should be really easy to pop up and hit. Finger spins are really, really easy, without that extra, Lego piece there. It's going to really have quite a bit of space there, but again, where that brass ring is, it's actually going to aid in that, kind of keeping your finger sort of locked in that space. So if you want to do more intricate kind of finger spins where you're kind of bouncing it around, you can certainly do that. It may not be the best yo-yo for horizontal play based on just kind of like the width of it, right? But it does okay, and it does kind of pull away from the gap there, so you certainly should be able to pull off some horizontal play if that's what you're into, and you're better than that than me. Now, like I said, the stability of this, I think that's kind of the big kind of like feature of this, as far as kind of pushing it more into that performance kind of side, and not so much the laid back side. Now it's really comfortable on a catch, so there is that that little kind of everyday carry sort of feel, but I would put this certainly more in that maybe 75% performance. It's not as light as I kind of was hoping it to be. It's 65 grams, which is again kind of, I think for a lot of players is starting to lead. I don't know, maybe I'm missing some trends anymore, but I've been playing a lot of really light yo-yos kind of on the lower end of 60, and they feel light.
That's partially because the G2 effect, right? We like light yo-yos, so he plays a lot of light yo-yos. But 65 can definitely be a little heavy. I don't really throw a lot of stuff I don't make filthy. I mean, I get that question a lot, and the stuff I like is like from 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, because I don't really play anything else that's not mine now. I have such a catalog of different yo-yos. which I know isn't exactly what you want to hear, but I can't make something up that's not true.
Feels heavier, and maybe not in a bad way. I don't feel like it feels clunky or like brick-like. What I would say is that it feels like you know where it is. Like anytime you move it, you can feel it on the string movement. So if I'm, going directional and I'm changing
You're allowed to
directions, which
say
it
it's
does
heavy, Nate.
change directions really quite easily, definitely you're
Some
going to
people like
feel
heavy.
where it is on the string. Like I pretty much almost close my eyes and know exactly where it's going to land. So overall, I really do not feel it fits within the namesake of being an abomination. It's actually a really playable yo-yo, really fun yo-yo. Certainly something that is different in their catalog. Rain City kind of falls in two different categories oftentimes, where it's like really just solid playing yo-yos, like really approachable, and then kind of goofy. This kind of bridges the gap, right? We have an odd concept, but that's actually really playable and really enjoyable. So I think they've kind of bridged the two sides of their catalog, now meeting here with the turducken. So definitely check it out. There is also one unusual thing with this yo-yo as far as the release date, and I don't know quite the reference exactly because I don't really play this game too much, but Cards Against Humanity, I guess, was inspired this rather, and this will be released. Okay, so here's the details on that. So this will be released on Black Friday at a higher retail price than it actually will be the next day, and then some. So I guess don't buy it on Black Friday. I don't. Yeah, otherwise it's going to be more expensive. So if you want Jeremy to have a little bit more money, which is really supportive, right? But yeah, that's the whole shtick with this one. So it's adding to that whole other level of just kind of like Grand City's kind of doing some unique things sometimes. So anyways, that's the turducken. Definitely check out more about this. I'll have a link in the description where you can check out more about this and all other things. If you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you like and comment all the
Um,
stuff you're supposed.
so I mean, Spy Punchline, yes, is one of them, which worked out nicely. But no, I like me and Ron have some very similar tastes. I like the old Supernova, the original Avalanche, not the comeback. But the stuff I've liked is just very old. The Valor from One Drop, and I haven't played a whole high catalog of the new stuff, just because I have such a large catalog of my own stuff. Um, FOV, if your box, you could probably get a refund if you attempt it through the shipping. If you cataloged the damage and whatnot and still have all of that. And Zolt, I sent your next two cases together, because the cases are $70 to ship to you, whether I ship you one or two taped together. So I put two of your boxes together on that next order of two FOVs. Currently, I am working through some customs, putting the pads in, then we'll work on the assembly and testing. Make sure it's the first, the original Supernova. For what I'm talking about, doesn't mean that the other ones you won't like, but specifically for what I had liked. I think what happened. What is that? Is sweet. Um, I kind of like the Black Friday idea. Uh, it's just at least it's just something different. You know what I mean? Um, if that's what Cards Against Humanity does, they do a Black Friday pricing where they increase the price 10%. How can I tell? I wouldn't be able to tell you how to tell the difference between the Yo-Yo Factory stuff. You'd have to go back and look at what the original colors came in. It's kind of like how many 888s they've made over the years. You'd have to go back and find that '07 and look at the options and figure out how to notice the difference. What do you think, Oakland? No, mommy not home. Sissy not home. I need a yo-yo video, huh? Red, I mean, I don't know. You're asking, you're asking the questions of somebody that wouldn't know. I don't even know if Ben would be able to tell you from Yo-Yo Factory. You went down? What do you want? Get down. Good girl. Ouch. Yo-Yo video. (2017) Buyer's Guide. Only for yo-yo tricks, though.
Thursday night football on time. It's on. Thursday night football
Ooh,
is on.
Dak.
It's Thursday to see
This is a $5 yo-yo, and this is a $500 yo-yo. I'm gonna try to learn
Ooh.
5 different tricks, and for each one of them, the yo-yos are gonna get more unique and expensive. All to show you the best yo-yos in the world. Yo-yo number 1. It is as big as one of my eyes. Landing a trick with this thing is gonna be next to impossible. And I wanna try a hard one. The trick I'm talking about is called trapeze. Step 1, throwing the yo-yo. Step 2, bending the string using the index finger of the opposite hand. Step 3, trying to land the yo-yo on top of the string. Here is the problem. This is a normal yo-yo, and it can easily land on a string because there is a lot of space here. This is the small one. You gotta be extremely accurate to do that. On the first try, I almost hit myself in the face. Too much power. So I tried again with less power, but the yo-yo was barely reaching my hand. Too little power. But on my third attempt, the power was perfect. Alright, that was perfect. Let's move to step 2. I need to learn how to use this finger and bend the string. The yo-yo needs to land perfectly on the string. Not here, not here. Perfectly. Not only that, but if the yo-yo goes too far or too short, it wouldn't land on the string. So I started trying. Not too long. And although it took a few attempts, that wasn't bad. After a few tries, I got it pretty consistently. That was super close. Step 1 is done, step 2 is done. I feel super confident about them. Now step 3, landing the yo-yo on the string. Like this. Let's do it. On my
He
first
can do
attempts, the
it.
yo-yo was going way past my other hand. And I realized I was throwing it with too much power. So I reduced the power and immediately got way closer. But it still wasn't landing on the string. I think I got it. The first few attempts were a failure, but now I think I got it. It's all about this finger. So if I slightly incline this finger to the left, the yo-yo is gonna go in front of the string. But if I incline it to the right, the yo-yo is gonna land behind the string. The secret is keeping this finger perfectly horizontal. That's it. And on my next try, I almost got it. I touched it. By keeping my finger completely horizontal, I was getting super close. I was almost there, right? Wrong. I kept trying for like 2 weeks. I'm not even kidding. And this felt absolutely impossible. Touched it. But then, one day, this happened. Yes! Yes! Finally! Yo-yo number 2. It costs $20. And if you turn on an ultraviolet light, it actually glows in the dark. So what I want to try to do is one of the most spectacular and hardest tricks you can do. It's called DNA. But if I can do this with this yo-yo, it would be absolutely insane. To do the DNA, I should place my index finger right in the middle of the yo-yo. The
He
yo-yo
could have
should
used some
sit
assistance,
on my
Brandon,
finger,
but
and
he
then
got
the
it.
string would do this like kind of effect. First step is throwing the yo-yo.
Oh, you want to do it?
But that was the easy
Yeah.
part. Yes, I
We'll
already got
teach you.
that one. Step 2, I need to sit the yo-yo on top of my index finger. And that's probably the hardest part. I started trying, and although I was kinda getting the string to vibrate, the yo-yo wasn't balanced. I was getting closer, but every time the yo-yo would fall. But then I realized in order to balance the yo-yo on my finger, I needed to wait until the string was hanging vertically. And as soon as I tried that, I balanced the yo-yo perfectly. That was great. Now I need to control the yo-yo on top of my index finger and pull the string And we should have
We
the
did the
game. This
review
was
of the
the third
turducken. Oh
and
yeah, what did
final
you miss?
step before moving to all the other insane yo-yos. Controlling the yo-yo meant the perfect combination of a powerful throw and perfect balance. And guess what? I got extremely close for the first time. No, come on! But the yo-yo was actually working against me. You know what's the biggest problem? Is that this yo-yo is responsive. It comes back automatically. Doing a DNA with this one, it's insanely hard. And literally
Yes.
on my next attempt, I got close to get it again. But with that, I realized something. When the string started spinning, it got much shorter. So I simply needed to move my hands together faster to stop the yo-yo from jumping out of my hand. And as soon as I did that,
All right, Brandon.
I could not believe it. But I was happy, because it was time to move to the third yo-yo out of the 5 planned for this video. Level 3. This is a $75 yo-yo. Look at the details on this thing. So the question is, does an expensive yo-yo like this one actually helps you out achieving better tricks? To find that out, I want to attempt the Mach 5. A trick that I tried a bunch of times with cheaper yo-yos, failed every single one of them. There are 3 steps. First, you gotta throw the yo-yo so it balances on the string while spinning. Second, you've gotta rotate the string 3 times while the yo-yo keeps going. And third and final, you've gotta catch the yo-yo. Step 1, setting up the string. To do this, you gotta throw the yo-yo like this and place your finger right in the middle of the string. Then, the next part of step 1 involves throwing the yo-yo up and catching it on the string. And that was already really hard. I kept struggling for a while.
Oh, PlayStation.
Get a second opinion on your investments from a financial advisor who puts you first.
But once I got used to the motion, I was getting closer. And on the next attempt,
I got them all open.
that's the first motion. Right
Can you
here.
pick up the
Then,
trash and put it in the
before
box?
explaining Step 2, I actually made some unexpected progress. So once the yo-yo is on the string like this, I need to
Good
wrap
job.
the string around it. So down, up, and down again. No way, it should be it. It should be it. Alright, it should be like this. And it shouldn't move. Why is it moving to the left? This is perfect. Now we only need step 2 and step 3, and then it's done. Let's go! I was wrapping the string perfectly around the yo-yo. There it is. After trying for a while, my movements got pretty smooth. Yes!
All right,
Yes,
let's
the
see
one-
his
$500.
$500
And
yo-yo.
It's absolutely beautiful. It's made of titanium, and that's why it's so expensive. Titanium makes yo-yos more durable, lightweight, they spin for longer, and they are smoother. And that is not even the best part. And to actually complete the skill, I need to wait for that guy to go down. So the trick I'm talking about consists in lighting up a fire using this yo-yo. And since it's made of titanium, if you spin it fast enough, when it hits the ground,
What up, Matt?
it will actually create sparkles. And that's the first step right there. It actually pains me that I need to throw this beautiful thing on the ground. I guess we gotta do it. I'm doing it for you guys. But trust me guys, for the final trick, it was gonna be worth it. I'm gonna try to throw it as hard as I can. Let's see if we can see sparkles. Ooh! Did you
Puppies
see
are
them?
off?
I
Okay.
couldn't believe how smooth and
Ow.
powerful this yo-yo was. So now it was time for the
It doesn't
final
look
step.
smooth.
Alright guys, I can make sparkles. Now I want to try with actual fuel and see if we can light it up. Don't treat this.
I don't know, man. I
sound
just
and
typed in
sweet.
yo-yo
In
video.
theory, getting sparks with the yo-yo while next to the fuel should make it catch fire immediately. But that was the theory. In reality, I had no idea if this was gonna work or how big the flame was gonna be. I was just guessing. But I did it anyways.
Jake's new sponsored player. Hey, 1.3 million views. That might translate to a couple sales. Maybe. Oakland. 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 Yes. Can we get a... Oh, there I am. A non G2 Jake video? Unboxing? Yo-Yo channel. What is this?
Alright guys, we're gonna do a little unboxing today of the G2 Yo-Yo's Banshee 2022.
It'd be cool to stop in and see
Here
your
is the
video being
box.
watched, right?
I went and opened it.
Oh, Glenn,
See the functional art sticker.
you shut the box. Thank
Contents
you.
of the box.
Thank you.
Of course, we got the Yo-Yo Banshee 22 logo. Hashtag Banshee G2 Banshee 2022. G2Yoyos.com. Contents. Looks like a Banshee 2022 pin.
Hi.
Extra pads and a nice little G2 logo.
Yeah, hi, sweetheart.
Banshee 2022 sticker. Also, I only ordered one of these, but G2 Jake sent me two. Looks like a nice dark green or gray and dark red. So I got the thing on there, the little doodad to operate your smartphone with. Very
I like
nice.
that little doodad.
$2.50 on the site. Also, new Yo-Yo smell air freshener. Smells very nice. New Yo-Yo smells like. Nice back in the box. Moving on to the Yo-Yo. Alright, got your Banshee logo. Package contains functional art. All G2 Yo-Yos are functional art. They are known for their awesome colorways, and this one here is the Gotham Splash.
Ooh.
Banshee 2022. Boom, baby. Oh, that's nice. Very nice, very nice. Alright, so from my understanding, the Banshee 2022 has been just updated, slightly modernized to today's play. This is their flagship model.
Thanks,
It's been
Alex.
around for a while. Keeps getting updates. Looks like it's gonna stay around for a while. I believe there's four versions now. OG Banshee, Banshee 18, Banshee 2022, and the Banshee SS. That's nice too. That's a nice touch to the packaging. Very nice. Also looks like we've got a Banshee 2022 pin and also Diamond Blend.
Mm-hmm.
You can only get this at the G2 store. It's like $6 for a 5-pack or something like that. Anyways, boom, this is the Gotham Splash Banshee 2022.
Can you go find your
Looks like
blocks?
it's been modified a bit. Feels a lot lighter. And this finish is great. And the splash is awesome as well. But it's also got two engravings, so you can see those to help you identify the 2022 version.
Very true.
Specs will be up on the screen, also in the bio below. This is just an unboxing. I'm going to do a review on this next.
Let's see what his review is.
Uh,
Ooh. No Banshee 2022 review. Just unboxings. Ooh. That's a nice photo. You guys, the old Drew White, my man. Drew's slinging it. I'm gonna show you guys these off. I'd like to know more about sponsorship because I'm the kind of person that would want to have my name on a team and nothing else. So sponsorship in yo-yo is odd. Oak, Mom? What? Mom's home? I don't hear her. It's different for different teams, and the goal ends up being the sponsored player. Their job is basically an unpaid, an intern sales position, right? Um, so it becomes a what kind of value is that person going to give you, and then what can you give that person in return? So only like the cream of the crop, the very most popular yo-yo players are making any sort of return on being sponsored, and that is via their signature models that hopefully they get royalties on. Royalties are different from players, and then like the ones that they buy to sell on their own website, and so on and so forth. Or it hasn't been great from a player's perspective, and most of the time it's young kids that just want free yo-yos and maybe paid for their entry fee to the contest and to be on the team, which is all fine and good. But so it becomes hard to get value on both sides that you seem fit. Some people don't understand that the value they're providing for what they're getting in return. And at some point, I just kind of stopped sponsoring people because it was too much work on my end that I was just not good at. Um, there's a lot of managing different things that they want, and then if I have to manage and tell you what you need to do to be promoting yourself, because you need to grow your individual fan base to then promote the brand. Um, so at some point it was just it's mostly younger kids too, right? So you really have to go through most of the time and explain everything that needs to happen. It just ended up being too much work for what I needed to do, and I stopped sponsoring people. Um, but then for some people, they just want to be on a team. So then you have, I don't know if there's a great way to say it. You'll have players that get sponsored just because they will post and promote online. They don't have any great skills or any real value outside of just posting a product in spots. So you'll see the sponsored players that do that, and that kind of brings down the whole sponsored yo-yo player title overall. But whatever works for whatever brand. And I feel like I just rambled. I guess if you have better specific questions, I can definitely help you answer them. I'm trying to. What are you doing, Oak? What? Mommy's home? Well, maybe she'll come get you. Maybe she'll come get you. Um, so then, like on my team, like Nate is probably the most well-known player, or maybe Dan Dietz. So Dan does a lot of things right now with contests and a local yo-yo club. So there's a value there being a member, a prominent member of a local yo-yo club, and going to contests. He MCs contests. Um, he was a high-valued, a high competitive player for a while. Um, and Nate's not confined. Nate's really just about kind of building his own brand, not even just G2. Um, you know, and that's just a side product. And Ryan Johnson, you might not know he's on the team, and he's mostly just like a paid employee. He does all the art for us. So his value comes from art, design, and possible branding ideas. But like, there's no, which is probably part of it that stinks. There's no contracts. We try to do like a contract. You have to use G2 yo-yos at contests or videos. It, it it makes sense when you're dealing with young kids, but it's not worth it on my end. Where the big companies are going to sponsor those young kids, hoping they turn into a gentry because it's no cost to them. They're sending them a couple yo-yos. Probably not even paying their contest fees unless they make finals or whatever. But that those ideas might have been updated since the last terms had been disclosed to me. I mean, the people wanting free stuff, so that's not that big of a deal. So you got to see, I'm sending whoever it is, I'm sending Tyler a yo-yo. Um, so I'm sending Tyler a $125 yo-yo. Am I going to get $125 in return, or do I just want to see Tyler chase his goals? For the most part, it got to the point where I was trying to help people get to a goal that they wanted to achieve, um, which is better off than me trying to get value in return from sponsoring a player. So if a player wanted to practice and have contest fees covered, that was something I could do. But if a player didn't have their own individual goals and their goal was to get sponsored, that's not a great goal because then once they get sponsored, they stop doing what they were doing that made you want to sponsor them because they already got sponsored. So they have to have different goals. Sponsorship usually can't be the goal to make a good sponsored player. Yeah, and once you become sponsored, then it kind of turns into a work. Speaking of drugs and alcohol, you guys want to see something cool? Problem is, I only have enough to barely pay Ron, so I can't really have anybody else to actually work for me. This is my advent calendar. This is 25 different 1 ounce pours of whiskey. Each one's blind. There will be a key so I'll know what they are down the road. But the kids get chocolate, I get a shot of bourbon. Check this box out. Little bourbon bottle. Guess which one's the Pappy 18? Not one that's going to be in the advent calendar. There won't be a 10-year Pappy either. Advent calendar of yo-yos would be wild. I'll do that and set up a draft. I'll have 4 advent calendars to sell. Huh? Shimmy Christmas. Miss tracks looked good. We need to exercise to go get some of that. You taking him with you? I don't want him. Yeah, F4 FOVs, yeah. There'd be 3 holes for accessory containers. But what was the other questions for sponsorship? I'll tell you my point of view on them. I kind of rambled, jumped around, but if you have specific questions, feel free. She comes in asking for your wallet, Matt. I'll assemble a few more of these and then show you guys. Now my wife's gone for an hour. I should play Fortnite. If you didn't lose anything, why couldn't someone just say, I'm on G2? I'm not sure the question. Like, you didn't lose anything as far as sending him a yo-yo? But yeah, once somebody has that branding on their name, then they represent the company. So it has to be somebody that, even whether or not they're not doing specific things for you, that person has to be the type of person you would want associated with your brand, no matter what they're doing. I mean, the perfect example. I don't know if if Chase is still sponsored by Art or not, but you see his, or if he was just a member. I don't know what that was, but his backlash from just his personal beliefs or doings, not necessarily what he's doing with Yo-Yo, reflected upon the brand instead of just him. But there is definitely an aspect when you're talking to somebody that's not in the Yo-Yo world saying I'm sponsored by a brand, right? And Evan would be, I mean, he's kind of a good example, I guess, but Evan was one of the few people that pushes, like actually sells yo-yos so that he could be paid and was actually making the brand money as well. I think a lot of online hate, however you want to say it, is stupid, right? What do you want, Brandon? What can we help you with? 23-minute meeting? I mean, I bet you there's more edges and shutters individually sold than total G2 yo-yos out there. Being on a team makes you a professional. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, so the shutter sold way, way, way more units than G2 total. Let me get this LLT assembled. You guys got to see this. Um, yep. I don't know if I love the contrasting red in there, but the orange on the smoke, the rims, and the drip, uh-huh. And then I don't think I've showed off this one yet. It's pretty cool, pretty unique. This one I did show, but it's phenomenal. I love the green-blue acid wash. This guy's very unique, but very cool. Just working on cleaning up Ron's messes. This is a for special for Alex. Hey, those of you that have seen the Twitch and YouTube streams, what do you prefer? What's the... Those were the speckled one I think might have been gold or orange. I'm not sure. Next customs should be pulled soonish. I like to get these all assembled and then start pulling them, so I could really pull them as soon as this week. I have something special going out, hopefully Friday, for all of your family members that want to buy you something yo-yo related. So I talked to the anodizer, and I think one of those options is going to be if they want to buy you a customs set this year. YouTubes. I'll keep my terrible Fortnite play over on the Twitch. This Friday, yes sir. It's not a timed thing, so it'll be hopefully a video explaining you're tired of getting junk you don't want for Christmas. And if you want something nice in me to help curate or guide you in the right direction in the yo-yo world, they send me an email. You guys want to watch an old review?
Rapid racing that lasts and lasts. It's comeback season.
Hey guys, how's it going? So today's review is going to be on the G2 Banshee, okay? Spoiler alert, this thing, it's good, okay? It's good. It's a really, really freaking good yo. So brief introduction, I was talking to Jacob Gross, who's the owner of G2, right? And we were talking about, you know, yo-yoing and generally like competition stuff and competition yo-yos. And I was telling him how, you know, ever since I left Word, I've been in this dilemma about not knowing what to like generally use. And he said, well, if you like the irony, I'm making something that's kind of similar to it. So what he did was he went ahead and sent me a prototype Banshee, right, which looks like that. And this yo-yo played alright, but it kind of reminded me of the Gradient. Now, if you stack these yo-yos side by side, they're very, very, very similar, right? And here's the JPX kind of for comparison as well. So that was the Banshee V2, I think. This was the Gradient, and this is the Iron JPX. So out of the three, you know, the Banshee V2 didn't really strike out at me as, you know, a solid. I mean, it was definitely a nice yo-yo, but it was still in its prototype phase. It still had a lot of vibe. It wasn't like perfectly tweaked out yet, but it reminded me of the Gradient, which, you know, I like, but not as a competition yo-yo. So I kind of just left it at that and was like, all right, well, the Banshee's all right, but, you know, I'm still a fan of the Irony JPX. Then Jacob goes ahead and releases the third edition, right? And this is the final production run. This thing is dead smooth. It's got an anode that's fully bead blasted and it's super, super solid. So if you guys want to know the difference between all the Banshees, Jacob has a video on that where he kind of
I don't know about this
details
music
explains
he's got
I
on
feel
it.
as if the guy who made it will explain a lot better than me. So you guys can go ahead and check that out there. And I will
That's why I haven't been on
with the
TikTok.
review on this thing. So this is an up and close look of the Banshee version 3, which is also the final version. As you can see here, it's got a really nice color, and it's also been really richly bead blasted, so it's really, really good for grinds. The body is made from 6061 aluminium, and it has quite a long axle, actually. I feel as if it has a 10mm axle, and it has a grooved bearing there, like so. So right here, it's got a different kind of pad than usual. So normal pads will be 19mm, and obviously this looks a little bit different to that. So it has a very well balanced weight of 66 grams. Unlike the Gradient that had a very odd weight distribution, the Banshees is very, very normal, and it's actually quite powerful. So it's a really nice balance to it, and it's, you know, a solid yo-yo. It also has a really wide flared out design, which reminds me a lot of the JPX.
Now
It
it's
also
super
reminds me
thin.
a lot of the Gradient. So this shape is a really, really awesome shape. I personally am a really big fan of this shape. And yeah, it's just really easy to catch and super solid for like those horizontal tricks or those speedy tricks that you generally do to try and win competitions. In terms of playability, the Banshee plays dead smooth. So when I was at Word, we used to have this grading system where we throw a yo-yo down and we kind of like measure the vibration of how basically much a yo-yo vibes. If it was an 8,
you'd pass it and you'd allow it to get shipped for manufacturing. If it was anything below that, you'd mix it with different halves and try and twist it and turn it and tune it until it got to that acceptable level. If it didn't, it was a B grade and was never sold and just lying around Word HQ somewhere. But this plays like a 10. It is dead smooth. I know I made a whole video about like, you know, oh, I didn't really care about dinging yo-yos anymore. They're just tools. It doesn't really bother me anymore. If I ding this, it would hurt. It would still hurt. The shape is optimal for those horizontal based tricks that I love to do, and it's also really solid for speedy tricks. But on the other hand, it's also got a very neutral weight distribution, so it can do those intricate style tech tricks as well. Overall, it's a really solid yo-yo. There was some major improvements, major overhauls from the V2, and it definitely plays. It has some of its roots based in the V2, but it's basically an entirely different, better yo-yo. The V3 Banshee is 100 times better than the V2. It's basically everything worked out, everything working harmoniously to make a really solid yo-yo. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Banshee. I know I didn't really fault it in any way, but that's honestly because I don't really find anything wrong with it. It's just a really nice yo-yo. The only thing I'd probably say that would be mildly inconvenient is that it requires flowable silicone as its response system. Obviously, not everyone knows how to put in a flowable silicone response system. It's tedious, it's time consuming. I've got a tutorial on it, so you can go ahead and check that out there, but that would be the only thing about the Banshee that I would say is a little bit annoying, but other than that, this yo-yo plays absolutely beautifully. It is a masterpiece. It's basically, because I had a chance to try out the prototype, which was iffy, now that I've seen like the polished version 3, I'm super impressed with this thing. It's one of my favorite yo-yos in my collection. So for those of you guys who are asking me like, alright, we can't buy JPX, and you don't seem to like the gradient very much. What do you think? What's a good substitute? I would definitely recommend the Banshee. It's great. It's really solid. It doesn't play exactly like a JPX. There are obviously a lot of differences here and there. They're different yo-yos. They're made by different manufacturers, but generally they're similar and they're both really good. So if you guys want something that's close to a JPX, I'd recommend a Banshee. Also, I'm pretty sure they are being sold right now. So I'm not sure about where exactly they're being sold, but go ahead and check the description. So if you guys want to buy a Banshee, go ahead and click the link in the description. Don't message me about it. I don't really know where the Banshees are distributed. Message Jacob Gross if you guys want a Banshee. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the Banshee. Any comments, questions, criticisms, post them.
I wonder if he went back. So originally, because I talked to Brandon about kind of similar to the way with Guy, he just gets royalties. He doesn't have to do anything. He just gets royalties when we sell a punchline. So I talked about that with Brandon, making him a signature yo-yo before offset. So he must have come back through and done this. It makes a lot more sense for him to make the yo-yos. So once I think he got a partner to help fund it. That worked out well. I kind of like. I gotta increase my pad price or bearing price. This happens when you press the metal. You get these little dings like this. Usually you find them in testing. Purple gold, always nice. But the overseas market is way bigger. Bearing price is good where it's at now. Look at the price here. I need to increase. Um, but the overseas market is huge. So when you talk about those shutters, there's a lot of overseas stuff that happens where most of my stuff is all domestic. I don't have the price range for what those fit though. I did. All right, let's go through these customs real quick, and then I'm gonna pop off. If you're interested in that kind of thing. All right. First, we got the Dalmatian Special. That's a really nice one. This one I didn't show off yet. It's like a purple pink wash, teal splash, gold. I can't get the gold to show correctly in the lighting. Gold sponge rim. See you, Andrew. Thanks for stopping by. Then we've got like a plum base, a purple pink heavy splash. Um, we got the Tory LLT. I think I showed you guys his carbine, but here's his LLT. So unfortunately the blue kind of blends in over here. You can see the little drip there. And then we have this guy, which is really just one of my favorites overall. It's a blue clear acid wash, black speckle, red splash, and red sponged rims. Really like the way that one came out. And this one we kind of showed off. It's the blue green acid wash base with the gold or the yellow splash and yellow sponge. Nope, this is the gold. It's not bright yellow. This is the gold. Then we have got like this brownish with golden black speckle. There we go. There's a good view of it. It's pretty nice. It's a lot different than you get from the bright colors usually seen in the customs. And then an absolute personal favorite here. I think I just love how perfect the drips came out on this one. The red splash and the orange drip, I'm not 100% sure what I think. I need some more time to process it. But that drip is phenomenal. Mail Day Special for the one and only Brad. Orange base with the blue purple acid wash splash speckle. Little respawn action here. Too bright light. There you go. Purple clear wash, orange sponge rim, and orange red splash. Wolverine carbine. It's got the lines, aqua rim, and blue drips. Got some sort of just clear base, lava acid wash splash and speckle. How can I get this lighting correct? And then blue wash speckle. This lighting was not good for that one to show off. And that's it. That's all of them. I like the earthy tones. They just are very different than what you normally get in the customs realm of things. So I like them. They just don't have the same pop that you get on a lot of the other ones, which isn't necessarily a bad thing at all. But shouts to all you guys for hanging out for a while. I appreciate you. We will catch you again tomorrow. We've got some AL7 Arbiter X's for testing.